تبارك الذي بيده الملك وهو على كل شيء قدير، الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا، وهو العزيز الغفور، الذي خلق 7 سماوات طباقا، ما ترى في خلق الرحمن من تفاوت، فارجع البصر هل ترى من فطور، ثم ارجع البصر كرتين ينقلب إليك البصر خاسئا وهو حسير، ولقد زينا السماء الدنيا بمصابيح وجعلناها رجوما للشياطين، وأعتدنا لهم عذاب السعير، وللذين كفروا بربهم عذاب جهنم وبئس المصير. إذا ألقوا فيها سمعوا لها شهيقا وهي تفور، تكاد تميز من الغيظ، كلما ألقي فيها فوج سألهم خزنتها ألم يأتكم نذير، قالوا بلى قد جاءنا نذير فكذبنا وقلنا ما نزل الله من شيء إن أنتم إلا في ضلال كبير، وقالوا لو كنا نسمع أو نعقل ما كنا في أصحاب السعير، فاعترفوا بذنبهم فسحقا لأصحاب السعير. إن الذين يخشون ربهم بالغيب لهم مغفرة وأجر كبير، وأسروا قولكم أو اجهروا به إنه عليم بذات الصدور. ألا يعلم من خلق وهو اللطيف الخبير، هو الذي جعل لكم الأرض ذلولا فامشوا في مناكبها وكلوا من رزقه وإليه النشور. أأمنتم من في السماء أن يخسف بكم الأرض فإذا هي تمور، أم أمنتم من في السماء أن يرسل عليكم حاصبا، فستعلمون كيف نذير. ولقد كذب الذين من قبلهم فكيف كان نكير. أولم يروا إلى الطير فوقهم صافات ويقبضن ما يمسكهن إلا الرحمن إنه بكل شيء بصير. أمن هذا الذي هو جند لكم ينصركم من دون الرحمن إن الكافرون إلا في غرور. أمن هذا الذي يرزقكم يهلكهم إن أمسك رزقه بل لجوا في عتو ونفور أفمن يمشي مكبا على وجهه أهدى أمن يمشي سويا على صراط مستقيم قل هو الذي أنشأكم وجعل لكم السمع والأبصار والأفئدة قليلا ما تشكرون قل هو الذي ذرأكم في الأرض وإليه تحشرون ويقولون متى هذا الوعد إن كنتم صادقين قل إنما العلم عند الله وإنما أنا نذير مبين فلما رأوه زلفة سيئت وجوه الذين كفروا وقيل
Hello, my name is Dr. Tiran Zhao, and I'm the CEO and the creator of Cloud, the interactive meeting and collaboration platform. It is an immense honor for all of us at Cloud to host this year's All Pakistan Online Education Summit. Thanks to Cloud Live Doc, you will experience an ultra-high resolution and professional audio quality and an interactive experience that does not rely on screen sharing. We are happy that we have come so far along with the amazing team at UMT and the Hybrid Institute. I'm expecting to be inspired by the great minds present at this event and hope that we will motivate many participants to embrace the latest technological advancement in the field of education. We look forward to collaborating with schools, teachers, and organizations to help them achieving meaningful digitization and purposeful integrations of innovative technologies like cloud within their organizations. Thank you all and enjoy this great event.
تبارك الذي بيده الملك وهو على كل شيء قدير الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا وهو العزيز الغفور الذي خلق 7 سماوات طباقا ما ترى في خلق الرحمن من تفاوت فارجع البصر هل ترى من فطور ثم ارجع البصر كرتين ينقلب إليك البصر خاسئا وهو حسير ولقد زينا السماء الدنيا بمصابيح وجعلناها رجوما للشياطين وأعتدنا لهم عذاب السعير وللذين كفروا بربهم عذاب جهنم وبئس المصير إذا ألقوا فيها سمعوا لها شهيقا وهي تفور تكاد تميز من الغيظ كلما ألقي فيها فوج سألهم خزنتها ألم يأتكم نذير فكذبنا وقلنا ما نزل الله من شيء إن أنتم إلا في ضلال كبير. وقالوا لو كنا نسمع أو نعقل ما كنا في أصحاب السعير. فاعترفوا بذنبهم فسحقا لأصحاب السعير. إن الذين يخشون ربهم بالغيب لهم مغفرة وأجر كبير. وأسروا قولكم أو اجهروا به إنه عليم بذات الصدور. ألا يعلم من خلق وهو اللطيف الخبير. هو الذي جعل لكم الأرض ذلولا فامشوا في مناكبها وكلوا من رزقه وإليه النشور. أأمنتم من في السماء أن يخسف بكم الأرض فإذا هي تمور أم أمنتم من في السماء أن يرسل عليكم حاصبا فستعلمون كيف نذير. ولقد كذب الذين من قبلهم فكيف كان نكير. أولم يروا إلى الطير فوقهم صافات ويقبضن ما يمسكهن إلا الرحمن إنه بكل شيء بصير. أمن هذا الذي هو جند لكم ينصركم من دون الرحمن إن الكافرون إلا في غرور. أمن هذا الذي يرزقكم إن أمسك رزقه بل لجوا في عتو ونفور. أفمن يمشي مكبا على وجهه أهدى أمن يمشي سويا على صراط مستقيم. قل هو الذي أنشأكم وجعل لكم السمع والأبصار والأفئدة قليلا ما تشكرون. قل هو الذي ذرأكم في الأرض وإليه تحشرون. ويقولون متى هذا الوعد إن كنتم صادقين. قل إنما العلم عند الله وإنما أنا نذير مبين. فلما رأوه زلفة سيئت وجوه الذين كفروا وقيل هذا الذي كنتم به تدعون. قل أرأيتم إن أهلكني الله ومن معي أو رحمنا فمن يجير الكافرين من عذاب أليم. قل هو الرحمن آمنا به وعليه توكلنا فستعلمون من هو في ضلال مبين قل أرأيتم إن أصبح ماؤكم غورا فمن يأتيكم بماء معين.
Hello, my name is Dr. Tiran Zhao, and I'm the CEO and the creator of Cloud, the interactive meeting and collaboration platform. It is an immense honor for all of us at Cloud to host this year's All Pakistan Online Education Summit. Thanks to Cloud Live Doc, you will experience an ultra-high resolution and professional audio quality and an interactive experience that does not rely on screen sharing. We are happy that we have come so far along with the amazing team at UMT and the Hybrid Institute. I'm expecting to be inspired by the great minds present at this event and hope that we will motivate many participants to embrace the latest technological advancement in the field of education. We look forward to collaborating with schools, teachers, and organizations to help them achieving meaningful digitization and purposeful integrations of innovative technologies like cloud within their organizations. Thank you all and enjoy this great event.
تبارك الذي بيده الملك وهو على كل شيء قدير الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا وهو العزيز الغفور الذي خلق 7 سماوات طباقا ما ترى في خلق الرحمن من تفاوت فارجع البصر هل ترى من فطور ثم ارجع البصر كرتين ينقلب إليك البصر خاسئا وهو حسير ولقد زينا السماء الدنيا بمصابيح وجعلناها رجوما للشياطين وأعتدنا لهم عذاب السعير وللذين كفروا بربهم عذاب جهنم وبئس المصير إذا ألقوا فيها سمعوا لها شهيقا وهي تفور تكاد تميز من الغيظ كلما ألقي فيها فوج سألهم خزنتها ألم يأتكم نذير قالوا بلى قد جاءنا نذير فكذبنا وقلنا ما نزل الله من شيء إن أنتم إلا في ضلال كبير وقالوا لو كنا نسمع أو نعقل ما كنا في أصحاب السعير فاعترفوا بذنبهم فسحقا لأصحاب السعير إن الذين يخشون ربهم مغفرة وأجر كبير وأسروا قولكم أو اجهروا به إنه عليم بذات الصدور ألا يعلم من خلق وهو اللطيف الخبير هو الذي جعل لكم الأرض ذلولا فامشوا في مناكبها وكلوا من رزقه وإليه النشور أأمنتم من في السماء أن يخسف بكم الأرض فإذا هي تمور أم أمنتم من في السماء أن يرسل عليكم حاصبا فستعلمون كيف نذير ولقد كذب الذين من قبلهم فكيف كان نكير أولم يروا إلى الطير فوقهم صافات ويقبضن ما يمسكهن إلا الرحمن إنه بكل شيء بصير أمن هذا الذي هو جند لكم ينصركم من دون الرحمن إن الكافرون إلا في غرور أمن هذا الذي يرزقكم إن أمسك رزقه بل لجوا في عتو ونفور أفمن يمشي مكبا على وجهه أهدى أمن يمشي سويا على صراط مستقيم قل هو الذي أنشأكم وجعل لكم السمع والأبصار والأفئدة قليلا ما تشكرون قل هو الذي ذرأكم في الأرض وإليه تحشرون ويقولون متى هذا الوعد إن كنتم صادقين قل إنما العلم عند الله وإنما أنا نذير مبين فلما رأوه زلفة سيئت وجوه الذين كفروا وقيل هذا الذي كنتم به تدعون قل أرأيتم إن أهلكني الله ومن معي أو رحمنا فمن يجير الكافرين من عذاب أليم قل هو الرحمن آمنا به قل هو الرحمن آمنا به وعليه توكلنا فستعلمون من هو في ضلال مبين قل أرأيتم إن أصبح ماؤكم غورا فمن يأتيكم بماء معين
Hello, my name is Dr. Tiran Zhao, and I'm the CEO and the creator of Cloud, the interactive meeting and collaboration platform. It is an immense honor for all of us at Cloud to host this year's All Pakistan Online Education Summit. Thanks to Cloud Live Doc, you will experience an ultra-high resolution and professional audio quality and an interactive experience that does not rely on screen sharing. We are happy that we have come so far along with the amazing team at UMT and the Hybrid Institute. I'm expecting to be inspired by the great minds present at this event and hope that we will motivate many participants to embrace the latest technological advancement in the field of education. We look forward to collaborating with schools, teachers, and organizations to help them achieving meaningful digitization and purposeful integrations of innovative technologies like cloud within their organizations. Thank you all and enjoy this great event.
تبارك الذي بيده الملك وهو على كل شيء قدير الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا وهو العزيز الغفور الذي خلق 7 سماوات طباقا ما ترى في خلق الرحمن من تفاوت فارجع البصر هل ترى من فطور ثم ارجع البصر كرتين ينقلب إليك البصر خاسئا وهو حسير ولقد زينا السماء الدنيا بمصابيح وجعلناها رجوما للشياطين وأعتدنا لهم عذاب السعير وللذين كفروا بربهم عذاب جهنم وبئس المصير إذا ألقوا فيها سمعوا لها شهيقا وهي تفور تكاد تميز من الغيظ كلما ألقي فيها فوج سألهم خزنتها ألم يأتكم نذير قالوا بلى قد جاءنا نذير فكذبنا وقلنا ما نزل الله من شيء إن أنتم إلا في ضلال كبير وقالوا لو كنا نسمع أو نعقل ما كنا أصحاب السعير فاعترفوا بذنبهم فسحقا لأصحاب السعير إن الذين يخشون ربهم بالغيب لهم مغفرة وأجر كبير وأسروا قولكم أو اجهروا به إنه عليم بذات الصدور ألا يعلم من خلق وهو
Hello. Our first presenter should be Sia Murtaza. Sana. Hi, Senna. Are you there? Hello, Senna. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Senna, looks like we need a
So we
pre.
are just starting, but currently I'm unable to start Mr. Murtaza's presentation. Just give us few minutes. Mr. Murtaza will start the presentation. Okay?
Uh, but does he have a document uploaded already?
No, sir. He doesn't have any document.
Can we can we make him the presenter then?
No, not yet.
Has he joined the meeting?
Just a second, Mr. Fahim, can you please confirm? Mr. Murtaza ने join कर लिया meeting cloud पे. नहीं नहीं मिस्टर मुर्तजा को जाके एक दफा कंफर्म करें ना. सेंटिन में उन्हें कहें कि क्लाउड का लिंक स्टार्ट ज्वाइन कर लें अपना स्टार्टिंग के लिए.
Ask him to join the meeting.
Okay, sir. Sir,
Okay.
is it just possible that we can have the prelude session again?
No, I cannot do that. The meeting has already started. Can we just wait here? Ask him to join, then ask him to turn on the microphone. Then I'll make him the speaker.
Okay. So I cannot make him the speaker. Only you have the rights.
Yeah, I have the right. I'll make you to have the right too.
Sir, kindly give me and Miss Rimsha the rights too, so that we can make them speaker.
Uh, un- Unfortunately, I cannot do that. I am the only person. I forgot to make you the host before the meeting. So
Sir, we
just
are the co-host.
if you can you try to make somebody a presenter, for
Okay, just
example.
let me try. I'll
Okay.
try with Miss Emmy.
Yeah.
So I can make Miss Emmy presenter.
Yeah, that's great. Okay. Awesome.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's
Ask
fine. Fine.
ask your speaker join and then make him the presenter.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, Senna, is your speaker joining us? Senna, is your speaker with us? Hello, Senna. Okay, great. Can somebody, do we have our speaker now?
Hi, Tian. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. We're waiting for Senna.
Someone's microphone was not cannot turn on. I don't know why.
Okay. Ask Senna, can you turn on your microphone? Can somebody? Let me see who is the speaker. Okay, I see. Hold on. Mr. Senior, can you turn on your microphone? You are the speaker now. Senna, Fernando Senior, can you turn on your microphone?
Itian, would you like to promote the students to speakers?
Okay, who is the speaker?
I am not sure who's lined up next, but Muhammad and Saba are students if we wanted to promote them.
Muhammad. Okay. Saba, okay, I'll make you a speaker. Muhammad, I make you a speaker too. Okay. Saba, can you turn on your microphone? Who? Fernando Senior is the speaker. Amy, you are the presenter right now, right?
I'm checking.
Okay. But
It looks like I am a student off stage.
yeah, you are the presenter. I'll make you off stage now.
Excellent. And then we just got a message.
Amy, you are a speaker now.
Excellent. We just got notice that they are switching speakers and we're waiting on Sir Saeed Murtaza. He'll be starting in just a moment.
Okay. All right. Maybe I will ask Mr. Sihi to give a talk. So let me check with him.
Tyrion,
Yes.
Mr. Fernando Senor is here. He does not see the control for his microphone. Is it possible to turn it on for him?
Let me enable Mr. Sihi Guy to be speaking first. Then we can take care of him. Ask Michael to help him.
Fantastic.
So we can have other speakers to start first. Hi, Mr. Sihi. Can you turn on your microphone? So we will make you to be the next presenter. Hi, Mr. Sihi. Can you turn on your microphone?
So are you asking me to present now and not present later?
Yeah, I would like you to present now. I have promoted you to be the speaker now. Can you present now?
Well, it's a bit difficult because I've invited people to come at 5 o'clock when I'm
Okay,
presenting.
all right. Okay, let's wait then. Let's if that's the case, yeah. We're just waiting for some
How many
speakers
people
to
are online?
quite some
in the meeting?
quite some people. I'm the host for the interactive meetings. Live streaming users, I do not do live streaming. There are other people doing the live streaming,
I
but
see.
yeah. So one of our speakers somehow could not turn on his microphone. So it's then we are asking for the next presenter to present. So I'm waiting for our Pakistan team to have the next speaker ready.
I see.
So yeah, so maybe I think Amy, you do your best. So to get a next speaker starting sooner. Okay. Let me see. So Mr. C here, if that's the case, we'll see you later then. How about
Sure.
that? Okay.
Sure,
Thank
I'll
you.
just watch.
Yeah. So I will make you yeah.
We're working on getting Mr. Fernandez's microphone turned on. I've reached out to Michael.
Okay. So ask Michael to help. Ask maybe someone else to be the speakers. Can we ask Siad or Raza? Let me play some music for everybody while waiting for our speaker to join. Okay, everybody, we are waiting for our next speaker to join us soon. Meanwhile, we are playing some music for you guys, okay? Hello.
Hi, sir. Sir, I just wanted to let you know that we are going live from cloud, so we just don't need to like play any of the other documents or videos.
Okay.
We were going live through cloud, so I think you guys should need to stop the videos so
Okay.
that we can perform the action from our end.
Okay. Who should be the next? Who should be the next speaker?
Right now, no one is the next speaker. We are just going live. We are just sharing Zoom. We are sharing the Zoom screen through cloud, just for one of our presenters.
Okay.
Director.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So we'll just deal next. Okay.
Okay. So
I think you guys don't perform any action.
You make yourself a presenter then.
Yes, sir. Okay.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Tyrion,
Yes.
is it possible Mr. Fernando has got his camera and microphone on now? Is it possible to give us an update on how we're proceeding?
We are waiting for Dr. Fernando to be speaking.
I'm here.
Yeah. We're waiting for.
I'm here.
He's here. Welcome.
Can you hear me? Yes.
Yeah, we can hear you.
How about the previous presenters? I thought there was the rector was speaking, someone was presenting me. I mean, just let me know what to follow, because I had a schedule. So obviously it's not following.
We are very sorry. Miss Sana, can Dr. Fernando start to present now? Dr. Fernando, I assume you can present now.
Okay, and present myself also? There was a schedule that someone was presenting me. Previously, there was someone else speaking. I'm confused about the program. That's what I've been asking.
Yeah, very sorry for the technical problem or the organization, whatever. We are the platform sponsor. We provide the cloud platform for this conference meeting.
So who is the host? Who's the host of the meeting? You're just the tech person then.
Host is Miss Sana and Rim Shah.
And where are they?
I'm the co-host. I help them to run it. Yeah.
Yep, but you're providing the platform. Where are they? They're running the program.
Hi, Sana. Can Dr. Fernando start to present now? I assume the answer is yes. Let's do it. We make sure we live stream your presentation, and your presentation will be recorded.
Okay, I've had experiences of 2 previous events, and the conduction was totally different. Not run by the technical people, but there was a host, and there's a schedule also that I have here in front of me. So that's why I'm very confused about what should happen. So it's not just about talking to a camera, but being part of a program and I don't see the program anywhere.
May I present you, Dr. Senor?
Please, whoever, but not the tech people.
Excellent. One moment.
Someone be a host for this event.
Fantastic. I'm pulling up your bio now, and we are very honored to have you here. So Dr. Senor conceptualizes, leads, and design and implements learning solutions to improve learning and quality assurance. He has a vast international experience serving industry, higher education, government, and nonprofit organization with customized solutions, including face-to-face training, self-instruction, blended learning, and e-learning. He is the ex-president of IBSTPI.org, an organization that researches and promotes professional standards for instructional designers. Dr. Senor serves as international representative of Quality Matters in the Latin America and Caribbean region. He obtained a PhD in educational psychology at the University of Illinois and has a master's degree at the Rochester Institute of Technology in the U.S. and a bachelor's degree at the University of Puerto Rico in Mayagüez. We are very honored to have you here today. We appreciate your patience, and we look forward to your presentation. I'm going to hand it over to you now, Dr. Senor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So I'm looking at my schedule. We're starting at a different time, so I'll try to let me know 5 minutes before when my time is up. I'm going to share my screen.
Honored to do that.
Am I allowed to do that?
Tiaren,
or you have my presentation?
We have your presentation.
1 second. 1 second.
Thank you. And thank you very much for being up at 4:30 in the morning.
You can share your screen.
Okay.
By clicking on the share screen at the bottom left second button, and then make sure share.
Okay. Can you confirm that you can see it?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, it's a pleasure to be here with you, to join you for the third time. And I'm going to be speaking about learning impact. And I'm going to break down what that means and what it doesn't mean, and provide some frameworks also for understanding the process in which, in the moment in history in which we are, both in Pakistan and actually in the rest of the world. So let me start by breaking down what I mean by learning, and starting with non-examples of what is not learning, at least not in the way that I'm conceiving it. Not a focus on teaching only, because if we focus on teaching, it means we're paying attention to ourselves as faculty members and not as to the learners. Not only about the transmission of content, because content is information, it's not learning. Not about providing fragmented skills of isolated sets of skills and knowledge that somehow don't connect and don't really allow any student or employee or whoever is going through the training to have a more competent performance. It's not only about preparing learners to get a job, although yes, we want them to be educated so that they can be productive members of their communities, their societies, and their country. But that's not the only expectation. It's broader than that. And it's not about being narrow in their discipline, only being concerned about the things that they know about in their own disciplines. What are good examples of what I mean by learning is that we focus precisely on the learner and what they're supposed to acquire. What are the capabilities they need to develop? How they can become more problem solvers and developing a mindset. They don't need to have answers or solutions for everything, but certainly be able to address problems with this anticipation of figuring things out, studying, understanding, asking questions. Preparing learners to leave a footprint in their profession, in their communities, in their countries, in the world. And also the capabilities of being able to not only collaborate with their own peers in their own discipline, but also with other disciplines, because that's what's needed in today's world more than ever. And the second concept is impact. And what are the non-examples? The non-examples is just paying attention to passing grades, or to cover content. A course is intended to cover or use some materials as a reference, a textbook, a number of readings. The focus should not be on simply making sure that we rush through content and that we complete it, or that we are more concerned about the percentages of students that pass our course, or that we solve only or expose learners to textbook kinds of problems. And not that textbook problems are not good, they're just part of the learning process, but we also want them to be able to have the experience of solving problems for which we don't know the answers, especially faculty, so that we join with them in the quest of understanding issues and applying whatever methods or tools or processes or concepts that we are acquiring in our discipline, so we learn how to problem solve together. So what are examples of impact? It's when we focus on learning results. So not just covering the content, but that learners are able to demonstrate that they have acquired some competencies, sensibilities, capabilities to be able to navigate professionally in the world. Second, that we also consider not just their disciplines, but the competencies that we recognize as competencies for the 21st century, that have to do with collaboration, with openness, with communication skills, with being more resourceful, with being not only technology literate, but also data literate. And along the same lines, to have these mindsets of being problem solvers and know how to address things with the resources that what they have. And related to what I was saying before, is just leaving this footprint that they, as professionals, they're part of a larger community. They're part of they're global citizens, and therefore they're contributing to solutions not only locally at their jobs, but also at the larger scale, as the concept of global. So it's local impact, but local actions that have global implications as well, and the capabilities to collaborate with other disciplines and producing results together as teams. So in essence, we've have it since the beginning of the first version of this summit a year ago, the first two iterations. We've gone through lots of changes and challenges. You were forced, like everywhere else in the world, to confront the challenges of migrating in an emergency situation to online remote learning, emergency remote learning, really, and becomes a challenge. So the lesson, the important thing is that if it becomes a challenge or perhaps considered a misfortune, there are lessons that we can distill from that process. And that's on us. It's on us to not just lament that we are in this situation, or consider that wishful thinking that things would go back to normal. We are where we are. So the challenge is for us to distill those lessons, to discover what is it that we need to learn in this process. So I'm going to give you two tools, basically, because in talks like this one, we don't help participants acquire new skills or anything. At the very least, we can aspire to develop a different mindsets or give different interpretation to things, the shift in perspective. So imagine we have these kaleidoscopes, and I'm going to present two ideas or two concepts that will help as a framework to understand and address the current challenges for distance learning. The first one has to do with the narrative. The narrative is, what is it that we say to ourselves and to others that explains a given situation? Narrative about ourselves as professionals, as part of a community, as part of a country. And that narrative is important because it provides either opportunities or it provides limitations in the way we see things. And let me tell you one example of that. In preparation for this year's event, I became more curious about Pakistan as a country, to understand a little bit about your history, a little bit about where is, and what are the issues that address Pakistan. And in the process, I discovered this exceptional historian, Pakistani American historian, Dr. Ayesha Halal. And through several lectures that I was able to witness from her, I was able to obtain two ideas. One is this notion of the narrative. And in her case, she provides an alternative to the narrative about Pakistan, its country, its culture, its history, its people, one that has not been very favorable, to say the least, and who is not very positive, and who sometimes dominates like the world perception of Pakistan. But if you consider that, it's basically just a narrative, what has been said, what is understood, and what is communicated. And instead, because she is a historian, and one of the things that she mentions is like history is the only discipline really that gives you a sense of continuity of what has changed, what has not changed, and history also being perceived not just as a recollection of things that happened in the past that have no impact, but rather as a tool precisely to understand and inform your present and your future. So as a result of that, and with the eyes as a historian, she provides a different alternative to having a narrative that says, in contrast to a negative narrative about Pakistan, its history, its people, its culture, provide an alternative narrative that is more uplifting, and a narrative that says that Pakistan as a country of resilience and perseverance, that in spite of all these difficulties, is able to continue to move forward and reconstruct, redefine yourselves. And what better testament than the work that you have done by launching these kinds of events, which initially was meant to be all Pakistan event in distance learning, but has become a global event. So you have placed Pakistan in the world stage by doing so, and that is obviously a more productive and more inspiring narrative to choose and select. And the other one, and I'll elaborate more on this one, is the journey. The journey that we face as we embark in this process of discovering online learning and what brings us together in this conference and in the previous event. And I'll make reference then to a different kind of work. A scholar by the name of Joseph Campbell, who, among many things, was a student of mythology. And he, among his many works, produced this book, The Hero's Journey, which summarizes a pattern that he discovered by studying
Dr. Fernando,
stories. Yes?
Your time is up in 2 minutes.
In 2 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. I was supposed to talk for 20 minutes and it's been 10 minutes already.
Yeah.
I'm
According to, I was informed.
well, I have the schedule in front of me. Okay. I'll finish. I'll be done in 2 minutes, but I was scheduled to speak for 20 minutes.
Okay.
And that's the problem when we don't have the host, but rather the technology people running the meeting. Okay. All right. So the concept about the hero's journey is that it provides a narrative, a map to understand what are the challenges and how to interpret where we are and what it means. Is it so common that in some places like like the cinema, like the industry, have used the same kind of a structure to develop some of these stories, like the movies that some of you may recognize, like Star Wars, Spider-Man, Lion King, and the like, which basically says you're confronted with a challenge in your world. Everything's fine. You're doing everything as usual, like we were all teaching 2 years ago, as usual at the university. All of a sudden, we come in lockdown. We cannot meet face to face, and that creates a call for adventure, a challenge to be able to step into an unknown world of distance learning and the like. And that includes a process of stepping in. In the process of doing so, you will find partners, you will find challenges, and in the case of Quality Matters, I suppose, and I understand and hope that QM, as a provider of learning standards for online design, becomes a partner, and least in providing a map of how to navigate course design. And there are things, once you're in, more specific things like, well, it's not enough to have the technology, but you have issues of access, issues of connectivity, issues of plagiarism, issues of authentication of learners, issues of how you go about doing assessment, how you collaborate. Eventually, in the process, and that's perhaps where we are at the moment, aspire to be at the moment. Once you're enough immersed in the process, you begin to discover the rules of how really to do this effectively. And more specifically, to our conversation, how do we become more effective educators in a different learning environment, which provides an opportunity to
Yes,
reinvent.
Miss Sana and Mr. Anas, can anyone give me a go ahead? If we can start the session here now.
Okay. Thank you. Go ahead. We'll make you the presentation now. Thank you,
Sure.
Dr. Fernandez. Thank you.
Well, that
Okay.
was quite abrupt, but okay.
Yes,
This is totally different from the facilitation that we had first two events. So,
I
as a
totally, I
footnote,
totally understand. Actually, this time we are, working with different teams and different softwares. That's why there's
well,
some delay in the technology.
software should not dominate content and
Tot-
intentions, and it's the design
Totally
principle.
understandable. My apologies for the delay once again. Um, okay, can my tech team give me a go ahead if we are live streaming there?
Yes, we are.
Okay, perfect. So let's start with our today's first keynote speaker. I'd like to give a small, brief introduction to Dr. Senior. He serves as international representative of Quality Matters in the Latin America and Caribbean region. He obtained his PhD in education psychology at the University of Illinois, a master's degree at the Rochester Institute of Technology in the US, and a bachelor's degree at the University of Puerto Rico in Mayagüez. Now, Dr. Senior conceptualizes, leads, designs, and implements learning solutions to improve learning and quality assurance. So let's give him a huge round of applause and very warm welcome. Thank you so much for being with us. Sir, the mic is over to you.
Okay, I guess you just You just joined the meeting, right? I was in the middle of my presentation.
They cut you
Yeah.
off to introduce you.
So I'm totally confused. So I restart and done, or what's the story?
All right. Actually, we
Syed?
had multiple live streams going on at the same time. So you may continue your presentation from here, I believe.
Is the next presenter Siad Mutaza?
Yeah.
Okay, I
No,
will make.
I'm
Okay.
the host.
Okay.
I'm not the presenter. Yeah.
Oh, I see. So is this the right one?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay.
Yeah,
So,
and I'm the host. I'm not the speaker.
okay, speaker. What's the speaker's name?
At the moment, it's Dr. Fernando Senior.
Yeah. Are we moving on to the next speaker or who?
No. We're still continuing with Dr. Fernando Senior.
Okay, Dr. Fernandez. Okay, sorry for that then. So should I make Dr. Fernandez the presenter?
Yes.
Let me see.
Say, do you want him to start from the beginning again, or do you want
But
him
I thought Dr. Fernandez just finished.
Well, he didn't finish. He got cut off.
Dr. Fernandez?
Yes, I just want him to continue. My apologies.
Okay, sorry for that. So Dr. Fernandez, can you turn on your microphone? Your microphone is not on. Wow. I think it's on now.
Thank you. Yes, I couldn't turn it on myself.
Sorry for that.
Okay, so I'm going to continue. Okay, where I picked up, where I left off, and let me know. It was totally different from last time. I tell you that. Right. I even closed my application. Give me a second.
Can you share your screen again?
Yes, I'm looking for my applications because since you cut me off, I closed my application.
Sorry for that.
And you need to allow me to share the screen again.
Yeah, I think you are the presenter, so you should be able to.
No, I'm not. I'm
You're not?
clicking on share screen and it's not active.
Okay, hold on. Dr. Fernandez, you are the presenter.
Okay, so I was saying, and I'll wrap it up so that we can have our next speaker ready.
No, keep going.
I don't even know. I don't even going to watch the time, my clock anymore. So I was saying that this metaphor about the hero's journey is a good metaphor to understand where we are and help us navigate the rest of the journey that we have concerning distance learning and figuring out how to be more effective educators. And what I was saying, skip to this part, because what it means by revelation is that after we've spent, as you have already, at least in the last year, but it's going to be probably a longer time and more investment of experiences, trying to figure out how to solve all the many ramifications of what it means to go online, from policy issues to technology to infrastructure to access to design to faculty development to assessment to the very, very nitty gritty specific things about what you do in classrooms and activities and resources and group projects and the dynamics of teaching and learning. to the point that eventually you get to this stage of basically you transforming yourself, acquiring new sets of skills and roles and capabilities and processes that you bring now. It sort of start integrating your previous practice of what you used to know about, in this case, face-to-face education and how it operates, and eventually just to what it means to, in essence, like return home. So you go through this journey, you immerse yourself in a different world of distance learning and what it means and all the ramifications, and hopefully then returning home means that even if when we come back fully face to face in a online in a university environment or whatever, wherever the level of education that you're engaged in, you will not be the same. Things will never be the same. Things will never be what they used to be, because you will have acquired as a learner, as a faculty, as an administrator, a different set of rules, capabilities, sensibilities, and ambitions as well, of that will never will change forever and will alter what you used to do in your real world, and that will be fine until we run again into the next change of story or shift in environment where and it's all over again, and we start all over again and discovering, going through this journey. So I have an invitation out of the two ideas that I suggested as using it as filters, as mindsets. One is this notion of narrative, choosing a different kind of a narrative that really propels you to be more proactive, being informed by the past but not limited by the past, and also this notion that it is a journey and you have to step in, you have to accept the challenge and go through all the processes that involve figuring out what this new territory, unknown territory is. So my invitation to you for the rest of this event is to continue to embrace this journey, to continue to learn and ask questions, to as I was saying already before, that it is being informed by history, history not just in terms of the national history, but in terms of what has been done before in the academic setting and how that changes. Paying attention to
Dr.
changes.
Fernandez,
Yes, let me
Dr.
finish. Let
Fernandez.
me finish. Please don't interrupt me. Let me finish. Reinterpret and reimagine the current reality. And in essence, just to summarize,
Oh my God.
Dr. Fernandez. Dr. Fernandez. Dr. Fernandez.
Shocking.
Can you turn on your microphone again, Dr. Fernandez? Because your screen was not shared clearly. Can you use document operation instead to move whatever the page you want to be talking about? It'll be more clear to the audience. Please turn on your microphone. Dr. Fernandez, if you can turn on your microphone.
Dr. Fernandez has left the building. I don't even see my name on here. Where's my name?
Okay, yeah. Dr. Fernandez, if you can turn on your microphone. Dr. Fernandez, can you turn on your microphone, please? Amy, can you help, please?
Yes, he does not see the option to turn his mic on. So whatever we've done in the past, that's what we.
At the bottom right. At the bottom right.
Okay. Dr. Senor, do you see the microphone at the bottom right? He does not see the option.
He does not see the options. So let me make myself the presenter and then make him presenter again. Make presenter. And then Dr. Fernandez, I'll make you the presenter again. Dr. Fernandez, do you see a microphone access?
He clicks it and then it disappears.
Clicks and disappears. Okay. Can you ask him to refresh the browser? If you can refresh the browser, it will give you the microphone access.
Click and disappears.
Amy, ask Dr. Fernandez to refresh his browser.
I have sent him a message through chat.
If you talk, he should be able to hear you.
Dr. Senor, do you mind refreshing your browser? And personally, I've enjoyed the presentation tremendously. I hope we get to hear the end of it. Thank you for your patience. And Tyrion, the screen quality is beautiful.
I had to restart.
Oh, yeah. Okay, now you can. Dr. Fernandez, can you do not use screen sharing? Just use the document. Just click on the page. Everything will be more clear.
Well, I was done with my presentation. I don't know what we want me to do.
Okay. Sorry for that.
Do you mind
I'm missing the host here, not the tech person. So this.
Do you mind finishing your last thought? We got cut off right at about the time that you were about to give us the last little bit of it.
I was just making an invitation for everyone in this event to take advantage of the following of the conversations that you are going to have, and to approach it with curiosity and open heart and open mind. That's all I wanted to say.
That's fantastic. We'll use this experience to reimagine our current reality and embrace the journey. We really appreciate you, and thank you so much for your time and efforts. And we look forward to seeing more of you. I'm going to hand it back over to the UMT team. And Dr. Senor, thank you so much again. We appreciate your efforts.
Thank you.
I believe there's a lot of technical errors are going on. Even I am really embarrassed, and my apologies to all the participants. I'd request to the technical team, can you please play the next recording of Mr. Gaichi? Technical team, Ms. Sana, Mr. Anas, whoever is there, please do that. Am I audible to our technical department? Mr. Gaichi, are you there?
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you,
Oh,
and I
great.
know, yes, it's actually quite. Today we are actually testing a new technology,
Yeah.
and you know, and you have been working, with us, and we have done many sessions, and it never happened before. Okay, and even I'm blank on many things, which is very strange. So. Okay, to the rest of the participants, let me introduce. Meanwhile, the technical team is figuring out the recorded session. Uh, I'll give an introduction to Mr. Gaiji.
Wait,
He's
wait a minute.
Yeah,
Wait just a
yes,
second.
sure,
My
sure.
my presentation starts at 1 o'clock,
At 1 o'clock. Yes,
so we're a little early, right?
yes. So
Okay. I would rather sort out the technical problem of my presentation first.
sure, I understand.
I'm happy to chat with you, but I'm still seeing a picture of Dr. Senior's last slide on the screen. Can we replace that perhaps with my title slide?
Sure. If Rimsha, Sana, Anas, Adil, anybody can do that, please. Meanwhile, how are you, sir?
I'm great. How are you, Said? I also hear some people talking in the background. I'm not sure who that is, but if you could turn off their mics.
Sure. Uh, I think that is again Tyron. Tyron, can you turn off your mic, please? Tyron, Amy, can you turn off his mic, please?
Ah, there you go.
I'll turn his mic.
Can anyone hear me? If you can hear me, put something in the chat.
I can hear.
We can hear you. With you being presenter guy, can you mute Taryn?
How would I do that?
There's 3 dots that normally maneuver. Like if you find the 3 dots, normally it gets you anywhere.
Yeah, but he's muted now, but I didn't do it. I just clicked the 3 dots and then he was muted. That doesn't make sense. Now we're seeing somebody else's slide. I'm not sure how that's happening. Someone's overriding me. Is that how that happens?
Possibly. I am uncertain, honestly. So I see your slide now. Is that what you see?
Yep, that's what I see.
Fantastic. All right, excellent. Thank you, Will.
Okay. Right. Okay, so if y'all want to start talking to me, that's fine. I'm happy to introduce myself, or I actually wanted to ask Dr. Senior a question, but if he's no longer with us, I wouldn't blame him.
Understood. I'm not certain either. And let's see, we just had a chat pop up.
Oh yeah, he's here.
He's here.
You know, I have been doing different educational ventures for like the past, I don't know, 33, 34 years, maybe 35 years. And I didn't come at it from academia. I have an engineering and design degree, and then I have a business degree. So I've always been on the content creation and system creation side of this. At one point, a partner and I bought a medical university and started increasing its size using my expertise in educational marketing and enrollments. And as I looked at academia from the inside as an owner, I started to recognize a divide between process and, I'll call it content, but we could call it knowledge. So the processes of education, both higher ed, and I started out in pedagogy, infant education, all the way up to higher ed. But I see this divide emerging where the concentration seems to be moving toward process and at the expense of knowledge education or knowledge learning even. So my question to you, Dr. Senior, is if learning doesn't involve a focus on attaining coverage of factual domain knowledge, how can any meaningful competencies evolve? And I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. And maybe I could turn your mic on if I could see you. Where are you? How can I turn on his mic? I can't see him.
I turn on your webcam.
Uh-huh.
If you turn on your webcam, then I can see you.
Yes.
Mr. Sihi.
Yeah. I'm trying to turn on Dr. Senior's microphone so he can respond to my question if he.
He's supposed to turn on the microphone himself. Let me find him.
Okay.
Dr. Senior, right? Dr. Senior.
Yes. I was asking a question. I still have a few minutes before my start time, so I thought I would.
Dr. Senior, let me make him a speaker.
Oh, that'd be great.
Hi, Dr. Senior. You are a speaker. If you can turn on your microphone.
He's back. There he is.
Hey.
Hey, boss.
Awesome.
Welcome back.
Okay.
Thank you. Guys, please don't leave this meeting with the impression that this has been the history of this event.
Oh man, you are the smoothest character I've ever seen. You're great. Sensei.
So, all right, but in response to your question, I'm not obviously you have a good point. I totally agree with the point. I'm not advocating let's forget about knowledge and it's all about process kind of engineering and putting things in little slots and running people and learners through a process. Content is important. Even lectures are important. When I think of my undergraduate degree in Puerto Rico, the most significant course that I can remember, I even discovered my notebooks zillion years ago, was an elective course, an art appreciation course. I was just listening to this guy for hours and just take notes. I even signed up for the second time just to audit the course because this guy was just fascinating just to listen to. So there's a big place for yes, you need to acquire the content, but the subtlety, when I speak about this notion of not focusing only on content, the subtlety is that in the process of teaching as faculty members or even as trainers in industry, we become so driven by what we have to say that we forget who are we speaking to. And we forget that our job is not just to stand up and give them lectures or make them read things, but rather for them to acquire skills. Of course, the skills don't happen out of nowhere. They need to understand the concepts of the discipline in which they're working on. They need to see cases. They need to read the literature. They need to learn about different models. That's content. But all I'm saying is, you need to learn how to use the content as mental tools. So if you fail to provide opportunities for learners to use content and apply it, then it's like a halfway job done. So either extreme is terrible. Just simply process, go through the motions, or simply content, they don't work together. They go hand by hand.
Thank you. I fully support that. I agree. I was asked recently, because I've been speaking repeatedly now on this concept of these adaptive smart apps, which is what my presentation is about, and how the science has evolved to enable them, which you might find interesting. I don't know. But I have been asked, what is the future role of the teacher? One, the knowledge can be transferred so much more efficiently through these apps. And
and see that there's a premise behind that, and it's like even goes back that you can just inject knowledge. It's like you download information into your brain. That metaphor, the brain doesn't work that way. So,
we could debate that, because it does work that way.
well, you can't download content. You have to make it.
You can't download content, but well, look, maybe hit me with some hard questions after my show. It's only 10 minutes.
All right, we'll do.
All right, that's great. Please stay for it. Thank you very much.
Sure,
I
will.
forward to talking to you again.
All right.
All right, Said, you want to bring me online?
How do I turn
Sure.
off now?
Am I audible, and can you see me?
No.
Okay.
But I know what you look like, you handsome devil.
All right.
You're on here somewhere.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, but I can't see.
But you cannot see me. Okay.
Yeah. That's I remember your face. You got a little mustache thing going there.
Turn on your microphone. Turn on your webcam so you will see you.
Yes, my cam is on actually. Yes, it is.
Oh, hi, there he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's on. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
All right. Now, before I start, finally, and again, I don't know how many times I have to apologize, but before I start, I just like to confirm with my team that do you have the video ready, or should I request Mr. Gaji to play his video?
You see that little red thing next to apps? If I click on that, the video is supposed to play. That's my understanding.
Perfect.
So
yes, you're good to go.
We're gonna
yes,
try
you're good to go. All right. So, okay, now I'll quickly give an introduction to Mr. Gayachi.
Exactly.
Previously, I think fortunately or unfortunately, we were not even broadcasting. So now the broadcasting is starting. So I think we can still somehow fix, the damage. Okay, so let's start. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Once again, welcome to all the participants, all the audience, the people who are listening and being our live broadcast on social media and on our website channels. I welcome all of you. Thank you so much for being with us. It is APOES 3.0 All Pakistan Online Education Summit. It is going to be for 3 days. In this APOES, we're actually going to talk about the solutions of the challenges and the problems that we are facing during this lockdown COVID scenario, hybrid mode of education, online, on campus. We're actually going to provide a platform that will connect the students, universities, educationists with edtechs, software houses, and the people who can actually give them the solutions and a vision that how we can cope up with these challenges in the future. For this, one of our keynote speakers is Mr. Gayachi. I know him personally, worked with him on many seminars, on sessions. I love to always, listen to his talks. He's actually a designer and a business strategist, a serial edtech entrepreneur with degrees in engineering from the University of Bridgeport and business from Harvard Business School. Guy co-founded Australia's College of Natural Health, which has over 10,000 enrolled undergrad students. He's co-founded Learning Technologies and produced the Disney's World of English video program and several other innovative learning systems. Gaichi, a very warm welcome to you, and thank you once again gracing us with your presence today. Again, apologies. Now the mic is over to you.
Thank you so much. You know, I'm really excited for Pakistan. I think the country can leapfrog over years of mistakes in education, and with access to these new adaptive smart apps that are coming online, and to higher levels of understanding for the proper roles of teachers and students in an educational environment, plus these online technologies. I think that it's a fantastic opportunity for Pakistan with such a young population and a fast growing middle class. When I look at the demographics of Pakistan, I'm just so excited for the country. So I'm really pleased to be involved with you, and I thank Dr. Anwar for introducing me to everyone there, and to you as well. Say thank you for hosting me. And I hope my presentation goes well. I feel really bad for Dr. Senior, but he primed the pump for me, so hopefully it'll go smoothly. So without any further delay, I'm going to run a 10-minute talk I give on adaptive smart technology, and give you a peek behind the surface to see how it works, and then we can perhaps dream about how it might be applied in the future. Well, keep your fingers crossed. Oh, it's not working.
Let me help you out.
Okay.
Let me make myself the presenter, and we'll play the video. This video is unavailable. Do you have a newer video? This video is not available. Can you can you send me the older video?
No, it's available. You're playing the old one. That's why it's not available.
Okay, can you Skype me a new one?
Yes, hang on.
Sorry.
I did. Scroll back up to 3:09 p.m.
Okay.
Well, I don't know what time that was your time, but that's my time.
Should be the newest link you sent me, right?
Yeah, there it is. I've just given it to you again in Skype.
Okay, let me see. Looks like it does work, this one.
Good.
So 1 second. So let me edit this link, change it to the new link.
Perfect.
I hope this is the one, and say okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to play your wonderful video.
Go for it.
My talk is about how adaptive smart apps, like our Words and Monsters game, are personalizing the learning experience and making it much more enjoyable. First, a little background information to help us get on the same page. This is a list of what I consider to be the most significant technological advances in the science of human knowledge acquisition. Email me later if you think I missed any. 3200 BC, writing. 1234, printing press. 1575, typewriter. 1885, spaced repetition protocol. 1930, item frequency analysis. 1980, personal word processor. 1989, free World Wide Web. already knows about a subject, and then they will set that knowledge aside. There's no point studying what is already known. Second, they will organize the list of unknown items of knowledge such that the most important unknown items will be learnt first. Third, they will repeat the rehearsals of new knowledge using spaced repetition until the learner has fully memorized each item. It's simply not possible for a teacher to do these things with their students. It's too much to ask, and frankly, we're neither trained nor equipped for it. Words and Monsters is an example of one of these new adaptive smart apps. And Words and Monsters adds a fourth quality. It's a game. It's fun. The truth is, learning is brain work. It burns calories. And generally speaking, given the option, people choose relaxation or play over work. Words and Monsters is designed to convince players that their work is not actually work, but rather a form of play that produces eustresses. Eustresses, that's a fancy word for good feelings. Like Google and YouTube and Candy Crush Saga, Words and Monsters is free. Words and Monsters teaches the English language, all of it. Phase 1 addresses vocabulary, listening, and reading skills. Phase 2 addresses speaking and pronunciation. If you think this might be helpful for you in some way, please search Words and Monsters and download the app. Have your students download it. If they like it, great. If they don't, well, that's okay too. These kinds of games are not for everyone. We have another adaptive smart app that's not a game. It's called Word Engine. It's used at many high schools and universities all around the world. Most schools apply a grade to Word Engine study because, well, like I said, learning is work and students don't generally like to do work if they don't have to. But for now, in my remaining time here with you, I want to give you a peek behind the scenes at how our adaptive smart apps work. Hopefully this will give you an idea about how item difficulty analysis and frequency analysis are being used to determine which items of knowledge should best be taught to each individual learner. This is a list of the 16,736 words, or meanings actually, and all of these meanings together cover 99% of all English language ever written or spoken. We get these kind of lists through computational analysis of large bodies of texts. In our case, we scanned 1.5 billion words from all sources and counted the number of times each word occurred. Now, this version of the list is organized by frequency of occurrence. The most frequently occurring words are at the top left, and the least frequently occurring words are at the bottom right. Competence in the English language is attained at about 97% coverage. That's about down to here. Full mastery is attained at 99% coverage. That comes from knowing all of the 16,736 meanings. How many English words and meanings do you know? How many does each of your students know? Which specific words are known? Well, that last level of understanding eluded us all until the invention of item difficulty analysis in 2008. Today, we can plot and study all 16,736 words by two factors, frequency and difficulty. Frequency is on the horizontal axis and difficulty is on the vertical axis. This word, way over here on the left, is the most frequently occurring word in English. Can you guess what it is? If you guessed the, you guessed correctly. This one up here is frequent and somewhat difficult. Can you guess what it is? Of course not. How could you? This one is fill up, an idiomatic phrasal verb. Now, if this scatter plot was comprised of subject knowledge as opposed to lexical knowledge, rather than each dot representing a word, each dot would represent an essential term, idea, shape, concept, or formula for that particular subject. It'd be like a super glossary or an ontology of subject knowledge. But in this case, each dot here represents a word or a phrasal verb that has one specific meaning. Altogether, they cover 99% of all words ever spoken or written in the English language. What an adaptive smart app like Words and Monsters does is test each player with randomly selected words at different levels of difficulty. The level at which a player is getting about 70% of the words correct and 30% incorrect is the ideal starting level for them. After that, the app can organize the unknown words, the words that are above their ability. The app will organize them based on frequency of occurrence. What we want to do is teach the most frequently occurring unknown words first for each player. Finally, these new words will be taught with spaced repetition to minimize the time required to permanently memorize each one. Each item will repeat at increasing time intervals. First 1 day, then 3 days, then 10 days, then 30 days, etc. Any missed words go back to the start. In effect, the learner will spend less time on words they learn easily and more time on the words they have trouble learning. This type of adaptive smart app makes learning new knowledge extremely efficient. It skips over what's already perfectly known, it teaches the most important unknown items first, and it reduces the time required to memorize the new items. These same 3 processes can be applied to almost any type of knowledge. Well, anything that can be written or spoken. My firm has been supporting schools and teachers using our adaptive smart apps since 2010. That's when the first version of Word Engine was released. Personalization of knowledge acquisition is a great idea. It is more efficient, that's true. But the reality is, it's a bit disconcerting for teachers to have their students studying their own personal word lists at their own level of ability. I mean, after all, preparing a one-size-fits-all test is one of the easier assignments to organize for English language students. We came up with a solution for that back in 2012. The LMS lets teachers create vocabulary tests that are personalized for each student. But the answer key is the same for all of the tests to make grading easier. That was a big help. Another interesting issue we discovered is that teachers don't actually like opening yet another LMS system. We solved that by automatically sending email progress reports to the teachers once a week. That simple advancement has made a huge difference. Teachers really like it. From all of my experiences, I believe that the best adaptive smart apps are going to assist teachers and schools by helping them produce measurably higher average student learning outcomes. Research conducted at multiple universities has shown that equal time on task with our apps increases standard test scores more than double traditional study approaches. I think that's just because it's really helpful to know the words that occur frequently on these different tests. And our vocabulary courses do exactly that. Thank you for joining this presentation. If you have questions, put them in the chat or in the comments section below.
Hi. Is anyone still there?
Yeah, that's fantastic. Very good. Very
Okay.
impressive, Mr.
You can, yes, thank you. You can turn off the slides if you will.
Okay.
Jaron, thank you.
Let me do that. So the slides is off.
Wonderful.
I'm happy to take.
Yes, such an amazing and informative presentation.
Yeah, I thank you for the opportunity. It's really the first time I've made it clear how difficulty and frequency are integrated in the process of testing and evaluating the needs for each student. And I think, as I say, I appreciate the opportunity to clarify that. I've only been doing this for like 13 years, but finally, even my wife understands what I'm doing.
Wonderful, wonderful. It is indeed. Although initially it looks a bit technical, but if you go through it, it is quite simple. I have a question.
I can't hear you, Said.
Somehow I what's his name?
Said.
Said. Why Said is not Said? Okay.
Yes, and
Okay.
Tyrion, can you please tell me like who is doing this? Like why I'm being muted and getting kicked out again and again?
You're asking me?
It could be.
No, I'm asking Tyrion.
It's Tyrion.
Yeah, it's me. I'm the host, so I accidentally click on you, and I don't know.
You're doing too many accidents today.
I don't know USC yet. Sorry for that. Yeah, now I remember you. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Do that.
What's the
okay.
question, sir?
Okay. Let me repeat the question. The question is, When it comes to adopting such smart apps in our existing curriculum, would it require certain training to ensure students would be able to gain the complete benefits of it?
I don't think so. We have 8-year-olds using words and monsters, so when it's done correctly, and the focus is on user experience or UX,
Right.
the amount of tutorial required is absolutely minuscule. It barely requires anything. In fact, the word engine, which has no game elements, you can go online, just search word engine, and it comes with a 7-day free trial. You'll see for yourself. It's extremely easy. So no special knowledge. The hard work to make this happen is like is to prepare the ontology. So once you step outside of where we have focused, which is the entire English language for communicative purposes, speaking and writing, listening and reading, and you move into, say, let's take macroeconomics as an example, right? This is a commonly required course for freshman students at university. And if the students were required to attain at least 85% coverage of macroeconomic terminology and concept knowledge prior to showing up for class, things would go a lot smoother. You could really start talking about the kind of problem solving and procedural issues that academics like to talk about, because teaching actual factual knowledge is really not a good use of classroom time. You really do want to be setting up narratives that engage the learners and make it interesting for them. But let's say we take macroeconomics, and if you go into and try Word Engine, you'll find the macroeconomics course there, but it only has a small number of items in it to learn, because it's a massive job to create an ontology of knowledge for a subject matter. The last time I looked at that as a project, two things are needed. One is an easy to use editing platform so that many different writers and subject area experts could be contributing knowledge to it, and have the expert oversight of an editor to help them. But it's not like writing a flashcard to make these systems work. If the word is like sociocentricity in the social sciences, you need to have believable distractors to evidence that the learner is processing the correct meaning of sociocentricity. You cannot just show the meaning and the term sociocentricity and assume that they're retaining it properly. That kind of pretending learning system doesn't really work, except for people who are intrinsically motivated. And increasingly, we're facing a situation where the students are not intrinsically motivated. They're almost entirely extrinsically motivated. And so we need to overcome that by assuring that they have learned something when let's say the app is indicating that they have learned it. In the early years of Word Engine, which has been around now more than 12 years, some of the teachers doubted whether or not the knowledge was being retained, right? Because their students are all studying at their own levels. They're all their own words. Some of them are close to native speaker level. Some of them are beginners and so forth. And they're unable to, give a one-size-fits-all test to see if they've learned anything. And the Word Engine is reporting how many words each person has learned and so forth. But they weren't sure if they were being retained. That's why we created that paper test generator that I described in the video. And that pretty much any school that uses it they approach that for two reasons. One is they want to validate word engine that this concept was working, that knowledge is being retained, that spaced repetition actually does cause memory to be retained. Or two, they just want to, they just have a process hole in their system. They have to have a quiz or a test score for their grading system, right? This is not a knowledge related or an education related subject. It's just the process of running the school. They need a grade. So that filled a big gap because now they had something that they could grade with, like a test maker. That was for me, that was a very, in Japanese, we say kuyashi moment. It was satisfying that I could help them, but it was sad that that's what education is just like filling a procedural need to have a grade for something. They didn't really care about the knowledge that was being acquired. So the hard part is creating the content. Actually, now that the platform and the let's call them the algorithms or the APIs for the interface are all done. Thank you for asking. I hope I answered that. Now you know why I make videos, because I'll just keep talking. So I have to make a video.
No, it is excellent pleasure, listening to you, and that was really insightful and thoughtful. I have another question, a serious question, but before that, I have another question. Someone is asking that when are you planning to come to Pakistan?
As soon as I can. I mean, I really like putting my money where my mouth is, and I think I want to buy some land in Pakistan because it's just, look at a population pyramid for Pakistan. This is the place to be. 220 million people, and all of them are under 12 years old. There's nothing to go but up there.
And just imagine living your life as a celebrity. I mean, people in Pakistan would treat you and offer you free food, free clothes, and maybe, who knows, a free land as well.
Oh, thank you so much, Sid.
Yeah.
I look forward to it.
Sure. All right. So I have another question.
Yes.
When the pandemic is gone, how you foresee online education evolving you? What steps do you believe we should take to address problems with online education in third world countries? So I think the question have two parts.
Can you give me some background on we? Who is we?
Students. One of the students.
Yeah. How can students? How can students? Okay, say the question again by using the word the students in it.
Sure. When the pandemic is gone,
yeah,
how you foresee online education evolving? That is the first question.
Okay. I'm a guy who invented a way of transferring knowledge into an infant's brain, because there's what's called a symbolic or a semantic barrier which exists up until about 20 months. But through sheer determination of wanting to sell something to mothers, I came up with a solution. I went to the top experts in the world in this at MIT and Harvard and the one in France. I forget their name, but how do you overcome the symbol barrier? And that means a picture of a dog is not a dog to an infant. You can't show a flashcard of a dog and say dog or inu or chien or whatever your language is for that. It means nothing. So you need to find a way to overcome that. So on the one hand, I was down there doing that with someone who actually cared about education, the mother. Very powerful desire for their child. And then at the other end, I was up owning this university teaching medical science degrees in Australia, and with which students can get a license to practice medicine and make money and follow their life's dream. So in that case, we have two different desires. You have a student who wants to pass a license exam. So they need their certificate from a recognized university so they can get the license. And to get the license, they need to join an insurance company, so it's a three-layer process. First, they need a degree from an accredited university. Then they need to join one of these societies, professional medical associations, so they can get their insurance, so they can practice. That's what they want. The rest of it is just like, that's not really what's motivating them. But what's motivating them is that license that they need. So for students, if you know what it is you want and it involves some kind of license, these kind of apps are going to kick ass. They are so fast at preparing you. These tests are sitting ducks for this kind of technology. I know Dr. Senior's, that's not what he's about, right? But I can put a narrative around it if you like, Doctor. But when you've got a test, which is what they call a high stakes test, the barrier to entry for something, they're sitting ducks for this kind of stuff, because it's not, and it's not cramming either. The students will retain the knowledge. So I think if the students are motivated by some specific goal, like let's say you wanted to attain what's that big company? Oracle, right? The software company. Oracle has these different software systems, and you can get some kind of license accreditation for a certain level of comprehension of a particular Oracle software set. Then these kind of apps are perfect. Plus, it'll be a game, so that'll be fun. That'll be cool. And then down at the other end with infants and mothers, mothers usually give up. I'm sorry, I don't know how it is in Pakistan. I hope it's better. But mothers usually kind of like start to release responsibility for a child's education when they get into first grade in elementary school, and then they turn it over to the state, which is really a shame. But after that, they're marginally invested in attending schools and seeing what's happening there. But the student no longer has agency. Okay, students from about first grade until university have no agency. They have no control over what they're learning unless their parents stay involved and do like homeschooling or something like that. So if for the homeschool crowd, these kind of knowledge acquisition applications are going to be a tremendous advantage, because each student can study and advance at their own pace. And yet the coordinator, the coach, the personal mind training coach, right? The future of teaching is going to be able to coordinate for all of them by using an LMS. So you could be the teacher for an 8-year-old and a 20-year-old at the same time, since your job is really spinning narratives and checking on progress data. So now, unfortunately, no one's throwing millions of dollars at this, because it's just the world of education is focused on process right now. All the money that's going into EdTech goes into procedural ventures, which I find peculiar. Very little money going into actual adaptive smart apps, but that might change. That might change. I hope that answered the question. I think I'm running out of time here, but what do you think, Save?
Mr. Sihi, I have a question.
Go for it.
Do you have a system? Do you have app that you sell to schools? If you do, to what kind of grades? College or kids?
The word engine, because it adapts to each user's ability level, any adaptive smart app will do this if the content is broad enough.
So school could be potential the guys buy your solutions.
Yes,
is your solution like a SaaS based or what?
They do, exactly. In the United States, the schools buy it and they pack the cost into the tuition or the materials fee. In Japan, the schools sell it through the bookstore. So the bookstore gets cut in on the profit. Education is a business. Believe me, I owned a university. I know what I'm talking about.
Do you see the possibility your solution can be plugged into a platform like cloud, so that your multi-user can be learning together?
I think so, but again, that's a good question. And I've been pondering that myself. If since it's a big undertaking to create the ontology or the super glossary for a subject matter, when I looked at it as a business opportunity, I thought, well, I will pick the most often required first year university courses.
Yeah.
And so I did a survey of that for about the 100 top universities in the English speaking world, because I didn't want to have to deal with cross-cultural issues on that one. And I did find the 5 most often required first year courses. And I thought, okay, well, there's a large base from which to develop that. So if Cloud were to offer, say, a word engine service for the 5 most often required first year university courses, high school students would like it. Certainly university students pre-entry, pre-enrollment would like it. So that would be a good application for it. What Word Engine does now is strictly EFL, ESL, English as a foreign language, English as a second language, which is a big, huge market, 1.8 billion people.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, we'll keep in touch.
Not counting China. If you count China, it's 3.8 billion people.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, Titan, for asking this question. All right, I have some more questions. Actually, students are asking you a lot of questions.
Oh, good.
Yes. So one of the question is actually, I'll just rephrase the question that one of the student is trying to ask that, do you believe graduates of online education will be as important in the job market as graduates of physical education due to the lack of hands-on experience? I mean, it's a general question, but I believe they're asking you.
What are the 2 key operative words there? Say it again: physical and technical.
Yeah. So due to the online education, the
online
graduates, yes.
Yeah.
So online students, would they be relevant to the job market because of the lesser hands-on experience?
No. Let's get real. We live in a world where your degree is how you'll be judged. And they'll look at your smile and talk to you and so forth and see if they think they can get along with you, but they're going to call you in for the interview based on which college you graduated from or which university and what your degree is. I'm sorry, but that's the reality. You know it too. Come on. And so, like I went to Harvard, and it's important. I can't stand Harvard. I mean, I constantly complain about everything they do to them because they're a horrible institution. But I went there, and it's on my resume, so everybody thinks that's really cool, right? And my wife likes it. But honestly speaking, I wished I'd not gone there. But so yeah, you need to have the sheepskin, we used to call it, right? In English, in American English.
Well, it is a reality, and we do understand that.
You got to have a
So
degree.
how can we compensate the lack of this practical hands-on experience? Now we are in this situation, right? But now we have to come up with some solution that how we can deal with it. Ultimately, these students will be graduating soon, and they'll be going in the market looking for the jobs. So at the moment, what they can actually do?
Oh man, I'll be amazed if they don't all get employed. I mean, unless that government is so totally messed up, you can't stop the growth that's happening in Pakistan. There's just going to be an explosion of new businesses starting because of the increasing demand, consumer demand for everything, services, products, real estate, everything. That's just the way it is. Here in Japan, we've got declining demand for everything. Fortunately, Japan exports a lot of high value products to the rest of the world. And so the economy is stable. We have a reasonably good environment, but Pakistan's a wild ride. I think I'd be really surprised if you told me that there aren't jobs for graduates. I'd have to go back and have a closer look at the data to understand that. Wouldn't make sense to me. And the people who start businesses, I'm an entrepreneur, so I will advise you guys there's different kinds of people, right? There's people who want stability and they want to lead a life with following the guardrails, staying inside the lane. And so you should get a job with a big company and have a skill that they're looking for, like any of the standard skills that a big company wants. And then, but if you have a taste for some risk, hook yourself up with a new company that's just starting, that's hungry, and put your time in there. Because as I tell all young people, when you focus on something for 20 years of your life, you're going to get it. And just choose carefully what you focus on, because 20 years from now, you're going to have it all. Play the scenario out. You open a little restaurant, you're going to have a little restaurant 20 years from now. If you open a restaurant that's like a concept of a chain of restaurants, then that's another vision, right? So just think through what it is. You don't all have to be the hero, the big risk taker. My God, I've got lots of arrows in my back from always being out in front on new business ideas. I've probably blown. Look at my LinkedIn profile. I've lost millions of dollars trying to pioneer new stuff. You can join with someone else, right? And usually a venture that's starting to take off is a good place to hook up, because they need to hire people and they're going to grow, especially if they're focused on the domestic market. That would be my advice.
Very nice, very nice. Meanwhile, before I move to my next question, I just like to share with all of you that my co-host, Miss Meherjan, she have joined this session as well. So, Miss Meherjan, you can join in anytime. If you have any questions from Gaichi, you can also ask. So feel free to just add in anytime. I believe I have one last question. Then, how do you feel that state or the government can facilitate this edtech industry, in your opinion?
Well, since the state is involved in education directly by paying teachers and schools to operate. I mean, you've got your private school networks, but you've got these state school networks. And if they were, it's difficult for the state to come in and just, well, I don't know what the system is in Pakistan, honestly, to tell you the truth. I don't know who buys the textbooks, but whoever's buying the textbooks, there's either influencing that process or there's actually selecting the textbooks, right? So this is going to be an old boy network between the publishers and the powers that be in the bureaucracy of education. That's where the influence needs to be put, because there's money already going out, and that money, a very small portion of it, needs to be redirected toward technology or technological solutions that benefit learners. I honestly, I believe that Pakistan is still at the point in time where the general consensus is that a higher educated public is going to be creating more tax revenue for the government. Okay, so they have an incentive to educate the youth, because they believe that will lead to higher productivity and higher revenue for the government, right? It's always about tax revenue when it comes down to it. And so that's a good thing. That means that they're going to want to invest in intelligent young people, or increasing the cognitive capacity of young people. You go to some other countries that are maturing, I'm sorry, but the United States is a good example. And the government's not interested in increasing the intelligence of the students in schools. They have quite the opposite intention, sorry to say. So I think what the government could do, or the bureaucracy could do, is redirect some of its budget from whatever it's buying now and just put a small amount into adaptive smart apps, or any other form of browser-based web apps, that type of thing. I'm not a big fan of what I see happening in EdTech. Most of the money, as I said earlier, is going into, again, I'm like a heretic, right? So most of the money is going into taking jobs away from people. They're automating backroom functions or administrative functions, and that may seem like a good idea at some point, but honestly, it's not a good idea in the long term. Taking people out of the education process is not a good idea because you'll end up with machines running it. So, sorry. Sounds kind of like gloomy, but thank you very much for asking all those interesting questions. I hope you didn't mind my strange answers.
Actually, really enjoying your answers and talking to you. Ms. Mehajan, do you have something to ask or add in?
Hello, how are you, Mr. Guy? Pleasure to see you
Hey,
again.
Mirza.
Do you
Yeah,
remember me?
of
We did
course, of
speak a
course.
while before. It's a pleasure to have you with us on this amazing platform. Again, I just want to welcome everyone to the All Pakistan Online Education Summit 3.0. Again, as we continue to celebrate transformations in communication, collaboration, and capitalization. So it's obviously a great platform for such extreme talented personalities to come over and talk to us and provide their insights when it comes to changing how the educational framework is monitoring right now. I would say a little bit of thanks to COVID that we have actually opened up our frame of mind and created these kind of amazing structures and are able to talk about it, how these can be implemented in Pakistan. So once again, it's such a pleasure to be here again and to be able to speak to such amazing educationists, experts who are talking about how we can bring education and the technical platform together to create something major and big. So, Mr. Guy Sihi, are you still with us?
He is still with us but since you changed the presentation to be the next presentation, so Mr. Sihai automatically become
Oh,
attendee. So
all right, okay.
I will promote him back to a speaker.
Oh,
So
it's
Guy,
fine. It's fine.
yeah, yeah. So let maybe we move on, and unless Guy, you are a speaker, so if you want
Oh,
to
yes,
keep
I'm.
entertaining us.
No, I'm finished. I'm happy to watch.
All right,
Okay,
okay, okay.
then
So
I'll make you off
yeah,
stage. Yeah,
he's gonna take a back seat now. Enjoy your popcorn and enjoy the rest of the show. It's a pleasure
exactly.
having you.
Yeah.
So, continuing with the program, we're on the first day of APOS 3.0. I would like to call upon Mr. Andrew Miner to join us.
Mr. Andrew Miner, I need to find Andrew. Is Andrew Miner a speaker?
Uh, Actually, he'll be able to join us after the short break.
All right.
Yeah, his timing is at 2:10 p.m. So we still have some time.
Okay.
And this time is actually designated for a break, unless if you'd like to share any of your feedback or opinion. Although yes, as you said, that we are transforming, we are improving, and in this phase, mistakes are expected.
Right.
Obviously, even technology and we with the technology are evolving.
Mm-hmm.
So today session, since we are trying some new applications and some new technologies, and we're trying to increase the user experience of our faculty and students and learning.
Right.
Basically,
So, so basically, Mr. Said is saying that yes, we did face some technicalities in the morning, but
yeah,
obviously that's part of the process when we were talking
yeah,
about transformation. So give us a little bit benefit of the doubt. Please bear with us, and it just comes to show that nothing is flawless. Obviously, we are all bound to be making mistakes, and we're trying to understand how this whole platform works. And then we've got new technologies in the process, but again, it's a nudge. Our commitment to be able to go ahead and create these kind of interesting portals for communication. So definitely, I mean, I'm really excited to be here again and to be speaking to you wonderful folks.
wonderful. All right. Meanwhile, in this break time, we have a small Friday break, that is Juma break over here. So I'd
Right.
request my technical team to kindly play the videos on the loop.
Okay.
So we'll come back
Okay,
Uh,
before I do that, I want to kind of remind all of us that after the break, we want to make sure our next speaker will have something like what Mr. Guy did, that either prepare a document or a YouTube video, or
Mr. Andrew
obviously.
Miner will be presenting live actually.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
If somebody is presenting live, if you have a PowerPoint, make sure submit a PowerPoint so that the using this is a newer technology. Instead of share the screen, just using a live document, turn the page to next page, draw, do animations. Your presentation will be rendered at the unlimited resolution, which means it will be much better result. So hopefully, in moving forward, we would like every speaker to upload your document, and I would encourage, if you need to test the software to learn how to present it, you can. I would like to share a link, which is us.cloud.com/join/m6688. I will send a text in the chat box, so you can
Ricardo.
take a look, and then we
Break
would
वाली.
like, yeah, we would like the next following
है ना आपके पास?
speakers, yeah, all
वीडियोस का
speakers
लूप है आपके
to be
पास?
to be better prepared.
किसके पास है?
Yeah.
All right, got that. Thank you so much.
So are we taking a break now, or what?
Yes, we are taking a break now.
Take the videos. You can play the videos on loop, please.
Yeah, we're going to play some document now, some video now. Yeah. So here's 3 music videos. One of them is a nice song.
Please.
Make myself the presenter. So here you go. Let's mute ourselves.
All the quaint times be forgot,
Okay, hi everybody. I should stop the first program and start the second program. Is that right? Everybody there? Should I let me ask? Okay.